I had an athlete, actually a parent of an athlete, ask me a question. If I can go back and change anything in my life, what would it be? If I can start over right now, go back and change anything in my life, what would I change? And I gave it some thought. I answered, nothing. Even with the negatives that have happened in my life, I would change nothing. And I say that only because everything negative that happens in your life, it stimulated growth. Everything. How you determine what kind of woman you want to marry is based on all them skanks and foul women you've had in your past. It's based on that. You know you don't like this, so that I'm not gonna mess with that type of woman no more. You know you don't like this, so I'm gonna leave this type of person alone. Right? So everything that has happened in the past that is negative has caused you to grow. Right? So the tears and the wounds and the scars that you have, that's growth. That's learning. And without learning, we don't get anywhere. Many of us. So my message today, last time I spoke about patience, I spoke about being average. Today I'm going to speak about some of our moms, because I'm always on my dads. I'm always on deadbeat dads and dads who ain't doing jack. I'm always on, but let me ask you a question, moms. Same moms that say, yeah, my baby's daddy ain't worth jack. He's this, he that, he that. He ain't handling his business. Let me ask you a question. The same way you went to that new job, you looked in the parking lot to see the cars they drive in. You looked at the building to see if it's somewhere you would like to work. You checked the manager out. Yeah, I can deal with this person. You vetted all these people, right? Then you decide whether you want to take the job or not. That's for those who bring something to the table. Why you wouldn't do that with the person who might be your baby daddy? Why is it that he's sorry after the relationship goes bad and he moves on? Is he moving on to something better? Everybody got their own viewpoints, right? There's always two stories, actually three stories. His, hers, and the truth. It rests somewhere in between there. Why does that young baby have to be in the middle of it? And I say that because it ain't always dads. I got disgruntled moms who pissed about the husband or the boyfriend going on and moving on and, living their lives, and they feel they left out. So what do? They hold the kid back. You can't see my baby. They make it difficult. Oh, child support. Oh, I need $195,000. On and on. We all know the stories. I saw a video. I'm not sure if it's a video a little while back of a mom and a dad. Both of them are remarried and they co-parent. And that gave my soul so much happiness. It was us. And it was a mom and dad coming together for this young child to make sure that they're taken care of. And now the child has two dads, two moms, and they all work together for the betterment of that child. I can't say a mom not telling a deadbeat dad he can't see the kid is wrong or right. It comes in all different situations. But let me ask you a question. If you had found out he was a deadbeat before you messed with him or gave him some, would he still be a deadbeat? Would you still have given him some? That's the question right there. If you had a resume to look at, or would you still have done it? But the problem is that you've done it. The mistake has been made. You have a child now. How do you correct the mistake? And the crazy thing is you call it a mistake. But if a baby's born and he's healthy, and is that a mistake or is that a blessing? So by you saying, you know what, I'm not gonna see your kid. Everything that you do to say I'm gonna try to hurt this guy and I'm gonna use this kid to do it, you dead wrong. You are dead wrong. Now don't get it twisted, because I know I'm gonna get some calls. I get it if the dad ain't no good, if the dad is not bringing value to the child, if the dad is this, if the dad is that, and you don't want the dad around the child. But you're still wrong, because if you knew that in the beginning, why did you put the child in this situation? If you knew he was no good, why did you put the child in this situation? If he beat up on you, why did you have a child to put him in this situation? If he was promiscuous, why did you put a child in this situation? Moms can raise a child. Dads. Moms can do a damn good job at raising a child. They can. Grandmas have been raising childs for years. For years, with no pat on the back, no grind. That's just the way it was. Everybody you know back in the day, especially if you my age, they stayed with their grandma. And when they did something real, what that grandma do? They did something wrong, that grandma gonna chin check you. That grandma gonna be the one to grab your ear. That grandma gonna be the one to put it on you to get you to do the right thing. So I'm not saying it's wrong or right. What I'm saying is, if I'm in a situation where I'm seeing somebody, that person got to be somebody, and I'm seeing somebody, not just messing, I'm seeing somebody. That person got to be a person that if I did have a baby with, that I would be able to trust to be a mom. I got to bet you at least that way. I got to bet you at least that way. But just understand, everything we do negative in that child's life hampers that child from being able to be the best it can be or she can be. Everything that we do, all the fighting and interacting that two parents do, your child is sitting back watching all of that, and she's being groomed based on how you move. If you moving foul, that child's gonna move foul. If you moving straight, solid, that child's gonna. If you struggling and you putting everything you can in to make sure that child's happy, that child's gonna see that. And when that child grows up, you and that child gonna be solid. But the crazy thing is, I talk to so many dads who come in and they really want their kids to do well. I see something different. I see in 10 years, your son ain't even gonna want to be around you. Who are you to talk about this, Coach Wheaton? Who are you? I got 3 sons, 1 daughter. I would hope that my daughters and my sons love me as much as I do. Everybody gonna have their little interactions of negativity, but when it comes to it, I hope my sons and daughters, and I get invited to golf with my sons on the weekends, and we having a barbecue, come hang out, Dad. I'm in the room with my daughter when she's having kids. But I was raised that way. I don't know about you, but I was raised that way. Message this week, it's not about you. If you made the mistake and had that son with a deadbeat person, and that deadbeat person is trying to do right, it ain't about dollars and cents. If he's trying to be a dad, he's trying to be in his kid's life, don't hold him back because you mad at the cat because he didn't flow with you the way you wanted him to flow, or y'all didn't mesh. Don't hold that back from the kid. Let that kid visit his mom or his dad, whoever has custody. Press that. Water that. Nurture that. If mom is going through some things, let that kid know mom is going through some things, and vice versa. Dad's going through some things. Because dad may not be in that place all his life, but if you built that resentment in that kid all these years, when dad finally does get it right, what is dad gonna do? What is the baby gonna do? He ain't thinking about the dad. Enjoy your time with your kids because you're a borrower. God lets you use them. They're not your kids. God provided you with that baby or that daughter for you to take care of and to get this kid where he wants him to go so they can do great things. You have an assignment. That's your job. One of the worst things, man, I feel is when I train somebody, been training them for many, many years, and all of a sudden the dad showed up. Where you been? Let me give you the bill for the shoes and the travel expenses that I've had. Wait, where the hell you been? Oh, you gonna wait till the growth is done, the hard work is done, and then you gonna come in and slide in the back door. Oh, I'm the dad at the football games or the basketball games or the volleyball games. You the dad now. Fatherhood is earned. Fellas, fatherhood is earned. Don't let that mom hold you back from your son. You have just the right to it. But when you come to that son, make sure you bring him value. Making sure you're a positive influence in that situation, not negative. Make sure you're contributing. Make sure you're pouring into this young soul, not taking. And moms, same thing. You got to be on the right. I mean, if the dad ain't, like I said, if the dad ain't no good, then I get it. I 100% understand. But if the cat's trying, it ain't about dollars and cents. This is about heart. It's about me wanting to love on my child and be a part of my child's life. If I don't have the ability to pay what you want me to pay, if I don't have the ability to even take care of myself, don't stop that son from being around his dad. Believe me, you'll be blessed in the long run. You might be helping the dad. When the dad sees he can't do anything and the son needs, that dad might want to get up off his butt and actually go do some things to make sure this kid is taken care of. We can make a big difference in a child's life just from how we act as adults. And I think we've had a few generations where we haven't done what we're supposed to do, and it's showing right now. It's showing not only in our population, but you go to Chicago, places that I've been. I mean, I've toured everywhere, and everywhere I go, I want to go to our side just so I can see, buy, love, test our culture. And man, sometimes it'll hurt your heart when there's places you can't go because we killing each other. That ain't good. And we all know somebody who's been in that situation, and we know people who are on the other hand of that. We get it. It's life, but it don't have to be. It don't have to be. Let's do better as parents. Let's do better as dads so they're not in that situation to begin with. They don't have that right or left choice. Let's do better as dads. Dads, let's do better as dads. If you don't like what I'm saying, I'm fine. No worries. Click off Coach Wheaton. Don't like me as a friend. But dads, if we do better, believe me, it'll be a much better world. If we're not fighting at Pop Warner games, it'll be a much better world. If we're not fighting at basketball games, it'll be a much better world. And I know, boy, if somebody touched my child or somebody do, I know how I am. So I'm not pointing no fingers and I'm not judging. I'd rather remove me and my son from that situation as to be led to having to get active. Message for today: dads, let's do better. All of us.